Slackjaw reached for a bottle of Old Dunwall. He had a feeling he was going to need it.
"All right, Crowley, from the top. What did he say?"
His right-hand man cowered on the stool before Slackjaw's desk in the bowels of the distillery.
"Well, you see, boss, like I said, and I can't vouch for any of it, mind you, just to be clear about things." "We're clear, Crowley. Now?"
"Right. Anyway, he says to me, yeah, we's the ones what took your still parts, and ain't nothing you can do about it. And if he wants it back, you'll come for a sit-down."
"A sit-down? With William Trimble? I'd never leave it alive. For it helped me, I hate the geezer more than all the Hatters put together, but at least with him I knew where I stood. This puppet master of his is 10 times worse."
He popped open the whiskey bottle and sloshed a bit into a cloudy glass. "He said you ain't got the guts to come try and take it back, that you've got too comfy here, and you won't risk it." Slackjaw bolted out of his chair at that.
"What? Me? Comfy? Who does he think I am? Has the story of Mike the Fish already been forgot?"
Crowley managed somehow to cower even more.
"I was just telling you what he said, boss."
Slackjaw dropped back down into his chair.
"I should have expected something like this," he said with a sigh. "Whiskey distilling, such a legitimate-sounding business. The Hatters never forgave me for taking this place from them. But until we can produce something more valuable, we've little choice. Outsiders' eyes, how'd they even get in here?"
"It was Daniel," said Crowley. "That traitorous hagfish. He went over to the Hatters, let him in late at night when he was supposed to be on watch. Then made off with the whole top of our one working stillhead. Ain't been seen since, so my guess is he's a Hatter now too. But you know what else I think." Slackjaw rolled his eyes.
"Oh, not this again."
"It's that old witch. I know she helped them do it. With her black magic. Who could carry off all them parts on their own?"
"Why would some sad old lady get involved with our operation? Or the Hatters? You're paranoid."
"Whatever you say, boss. Anyway, what do you want to do?" Slackjaw leaned back in his chair. Sometimes taking the direct approach was the best. Sometimes letting others take the direct approach was better.
"Put the word out on the street. 2,000 coin for whoever brings back our still parts, safe and sure."
Crowley's face lost a bit of color at that.
2,000? That's a lot of coin." "No kidding."
"It's more than we take in a month. Couldn't we just get more parts made for less?"
"We could, but that ain't the point. The Hatters robbed us, and a message needs to be sent. We had a traitor in our ranks. My guess is they do too, and for 2,000, I think we'll find one. Whoever bites can come and go in peace. Everyone knows Slackjaw keeps a bargain. See it done."
"Sure thing, boss." 3 weeks came and went. The Bottle Street gang leaned on their other sources of income. Prostitution, hound fights, protection rackets, but it was a lean time of it. A few enterprising individuals tried to claim the reward by passing off old second-hand parts as genuine. They left the distillery without their tongues. Crowley tried to provoke their enemies into acting by painting "Hatters fired the first shot, but Bottle Street gang fired the last" on walls all over Dunwall, to no effect. Then something very strange happened. Slackjaw was on the floor of the distillery, arguing with Crackston over how they might get the place running again without the missing stillhead, when Crowley came running up to him, once again pale and breathless into the bargain. "Slackjaw, come quick!" Slackjaw's worried frown was made worse by his massive mustache.
"What is it?"
"You're not going to believe it. At first I didn't. That's why I went to make sure.
What in the void is it, Crowley?"
"It's the still parts. They're out front, and you won't believe who brung 'em. It's Granny Rags."
"What? For once, Crowley, you're right. I don't believe it."
"She says she's here to collect a reward, but she wants to see you, to hand the stuff over, personal-like. What should we do?" Slackjaw got a sinking feeling, like something very bad was about to happen. But there was nothing to do about it, because as everyone knows,
Slackjaw always keeps a bargain. Let her in, Crowley.
It was a spectacle not to be seen again. The sight of a hunched, haggard crone dragging a cart full of pipes and valves behind her with one hand, the other clutching something small, holding it close to her smelly carcass. There was cunning in those cloudy eyes, and an evil laughter as she made her way to the door of the distillery, where Slackjaw waited nervously. His men stood gawking, half wanting to attack the old woman and half wanting to run in terror at the stories they had heard of Granny Rags since childhood. Slackjaw had swallowed a slug of whiskey to screw up his courage, but now wished he'd had a second. Or third.
Welcome, Granny. Never expected to see you here, tell the truth. I'm grateful for the return of our property.
He held aloft a pouch of clinking metal.
Here's the reward, as promised.
The old woman grinned up at him.
Oh, dearie, is that you? Dearie, dearie, so dreary you sound. Aren't you happy to see your granny? To have your precious birthday present back?
Happy enough.
He dropped the money to the ground.
Here's what was promised. Take it. Go.
Granny Rags shook her head.
Oh, dearie, what does Granny care for coin? Can it bring my dark-eyed love to me, or any nice thing? No, just garbage, garbage, garbage. I only wanted to get in front of you, you wicked boy. You urchin prince.
Granny Rags let out a horrendous howl, and the foul air almost knocked Slackjaw off his feet.
I knew it was a trap! Men, kill this crazy witch!
Pistols rang out, and flames spat from high-proof liquor. Granny Rags laughed, and any bullet or flame that might touch her found no target. For before their eyes she dissolved into a swarm of rats, attacking Slackjaw's men with hungry teeth. Fighting through the shock, Slackjaw scanned the yard in front of the distillery. There! She'd reformed in a far corner. While several of his yet unwounded men converged on her, Slackjaw looked more closely. Even in a fight, she still held some small object close to her, some precious thing. A weakness? Slackjaw leapt down from the concrete platform in front of the distillery door and charged across the yard. While his men kept Granny Rags' attention, he slipped in from the side. He dashed in and wrenched her arm away from her chest to reveal her treasure. An old cameo, it looked like. He tore it from her grasp, and she cried out in horror.
No! Wait! Stop, dearie! Not that nice thing!
Granny Rags held her hands up in apparent surrender, suddenly afraid.
Stop! Don't hurt Granny. She was just testing you boys. Making sure you were tough enough. Yes, that's it.
Slackjaw looked more closely at the bauble. It was indeed a cameo of a young woman. Was this Granny Rags, long ago? No matter. It certainly seemed the source of her invulnerability. He held it aloft.
Enough! Stop your madness, or I'll smash this thing.
No, don't!
I will! Get out of here, or I will!
Slackjaw's men drew back while he stepped closer, holding the talisman high.
I'll destroy this, and if I'm right, you as well. This was all your scheme, wasn't it? Just to get close to me. Why? Well, no matter. You failed. Take the coin if you want, but go now.
The crone smiled an evil smile.
Very well, I can wait. My little birdies will be along soon enough. But mark me, Slackjaw. One day I'll boil the flesh from your bones.
Maybe, he replied, but not today.
Granny Rags retreated slowly from the grounds of the distillery. Just as she disappeared through the door guarding the yard, a single white rat ran out of nowhere and bit Slackjaw's hand. Yelling in pain and terror, he dropped the cameo, and the rat took it up in its huge teeth and scurried away before anyone could react.
By the outsider, breathed Crowley, what just happened?
As far as I can figure, said Slackjaw in a dour tone, the opening gambit in a war with a witch. I think this won't end well.